Good evening, everyone. Welcome back. We have experienced some technical difficulties here in Duluth, Georgia. Sometimes you just got to work through it. So thank you for everybody who has stuck around tonight. And unfortunately, that old link is not the same link. So we've got a new stream here. So tell your friends that are still wandering about the web here to come to this link and join us for the Coaches Show presented by Lippis Mathias with head coach Matt Ginn. And thank you so very much for patiently waiting here as we resolved our internet issue here at the office. Saying some really great things there. If everybody forgot, we were talking about this upcoming season. Your first season as the head coach of the Gladiators. Last year, you were the assistant coach. And we're talking a little bit about what you think the team's strengths and weaknesses are. But I want to talk about you. Tell me, how would you describe your coaching style and, how you handle the team when it comes to, the way you would want them to play on the ice?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I'm very honest with players. They know exactly where they are, where they stand, what I think they're doing well, what I think they can improve on, and I think players might not always like what you have to say, but they respect when they hear what the truth is. And they're, I think, very open communication wise. I want guys to feel comfortable coming to me with questions. Obviously, it's a developmental league, and I'm getting better, they're getting better, and people want to move to the next level. So I'm very honest with guys. They know where they stand, and I ask that when you're at the rink, you're at the rink. And I talked about it earlier, like our playing style. I want guys to compete. You're not always going to feel your best every night, like I said, but bring something to the table to help the team win, and we won't have an issue. Obviously, mistakes happen, but if you're doing something hard and make a mistake, that's a lot different than lazy errors.
Yeah, and it seems like you talk about that compete level. It seems like with the players that we've talked to so far on the player signing shows, it seems like they all have that hunger. And was that obviously that was something that you were looking for in that process when it came to signing these players? Was there anything else that you were looking for as you were trying to shape this team into that identity? What were some of the characteristics or traits that you were looking for from these players as you were prospecting them coming in?
Yeah, I think some versatility, guys who are well rounded. Not every game is going to be the same. You're going to have to win in different ways, and I think teams that have success, obviously, you have your blueprint how you want to play night in and night out. But things happen that are out of your control sometimes, and you have to find ways to win games. So I talked on the speed and the physicality of things, and those are two areas we wanted to improve on from last year, and kind of form our identity out of those.
Yeah, and again, back to the identity. It seems like so far we've got a good mix of returners and newcomers into the lineup. What excites you the most about these new first-year pros or guys that maybe were on the team last year coming into this season? What excites you the most about that group?
I think just seeing the guys gel. I think when the season gets going, it's been a long summer. Like I said, you want to get to the rink and meet everybody, the new faces, the old faces, see them again, and just see them really gel as a team and kind of take ownership of their own game. I think coaches' voice can get old after a while, and teams that have success, prolonged success, have good leadership in the room, and players kind of run that room. So that's what we're striving for this year.
And I guess on the flip side, the other opposite end of that question is, what excites you the most about the returners, the guys that are coming back from last year to kind of help usher in guys?
Well, we wouldn't have had them back if we didn't want to. So I think everybody that we're bringing back, some that we've announced, some we're going to be announcing down the road here, but they all bring something to the table that we value. They're all good people, good teammates. That's an important thing for me, especially, like I said, it's a long year, and especially getting through those dog days of the year, you need guys that are bought in and here for the right reasons, and everybody that we're bringing back and the new players as well fit that mold.
Yeah, when it comes to that evaluation process, and I guess more so for a player coming out of college, what qualities or traits are you looking for when, you're scouting that very large prospect pool? Describe how that process works.
Yeah, so it's obviously there's a lot of players out there. It's challenging, but using our resources that Zach and I have had, we both played college hockey, Division I over here, played some pro. We're in Europe, so lots of resources out there, whether it's coaches, scouts, agents, other players, and all that. So we take all that into account and then watch for ourselves. We identify what areas we're looking for in the roster, and have the same role. So we want guys that accept their roles and do whatever it takes for the team to win. So lot of hours of video and talking to other coaches and players, but yeah, I'm really happy where we're at right now.
Yeah, and you mentioned Zach Vanel, the assistant coach under you this season. Tell me about your relationship with him.
So I've never actually met him in person, but it was a long process interviewing. I wanted to bring in the right guy. Zach was an assistant coach in Coventry last year in Europe, and that's the league that I was coaching in beforehand. So he was actually a player when I was coaching over there my second year, and he did a great job in Coventry last year. They were a team that overachieved kind of the preseason expectations, and I think he was a big part of that. So he's a younger guy. He's fresh out of playing. He wants to get better as well, and I think he has a really good relationship with the players. Kind of be that go between me and the. He's been great to work with so far. He's a great hockey mind. I think he's done a great job identifying some talent and some guys I think will really come in and help us.
I'm looking forward to seeing both of you guys behind the bench this season. I'm excited for this next season of Gladiators hockey, and fans, you should be as well. I think you should get your tickets right now. Don't waste any time. Like, just get it done. Single game tickets. Opening weekend, October 18th and 19th. We're taking on the Utah Grizzlies to kick things off, and season ticket packages are still on sale. Better get it before it's gone. Full season, 18 game, 12 game, and 7 game. Call 770-497-5100. For more information, and one of our fantastic ticket reps will get you all set and ready to go for this upcoming season. And kind of just mentioned before, I'm excited for next season, more so to see how this team can improve. And you think about what happened last year. Obviously, you were the assistant coach under Derek Nesbitt. Now it's your first year as the head coach, the man in charge. What are some areas that you're looking to improve upon heading into this season?
I think every coach will say consistency. There were some nights last year where we looked really good and some nights where we weren't very good. So trying to find that consistency and that, I say it again, compete level night in and night out. It's tough to do, but it's our job as well. So we need guys that are bought in and here for the right reason, that want to improve, want to move up. And bottom line, we want to win games here. We want to compete. And I talked about, we want to be harder to play against, bottom line. It's not being stupid, taking penalties, all that stuff's going to happen. It's part of the game, but it's sticking up for each other. Everybody 1 through 22, however many guys are in that night. And that's kind of the bottom line is compete. And that would be a big part of our identity. We want to play fast, get to those dirty areas on the ice and win more battles than the other team.
I like that sound of that. And I think the other thing that people like to hear is the goal horn. Go off and gas out the arena. And one of the things about this team last year was there were times where the team struggled to score. How do you feel that the players that you've brought in this season will help fix that scoring drought and make this team a little bit more versatile on all ends of the rink?
Yeah, I think mainly it's hard to score goals. A lot of the goals are right in front of the net in those dirty areas. So we want guys that are good at getting to those areas and staying there. I think when things are going against you and you're not putting the puck in the net, you're fighting it a little bit. You have a tendency to be a little more perimeter. And I think we fell into that trap last year, where this year, like I said, I forget the percentage, 93% of goals are scored in that trapezoid right around the net. So we want guys that get to those dirty areas, and an ugly goal off a shin pad, off a butt, anything like that, they count just as much as the pretty ones. So it's just about getting to those dirty areas and being committed to scoring. Like I said, goalies are good. Teams play good D. It's hard to score, and we just got to overcome that.
Yeah, and you think another thing when it comes to scoring that typically comes with scoring is the power play. This was a power play that struggled at times last year. Again, how do you think that the guys that are coming in can help change that? And what are you looking for out of that group this season?
Yeah, I think it's just going in with a plan. Obviously, the player movement is very often frequent in this league, but that's no excuse. You have to have a plan each time you go out and have that drive to score. You're not always going to score, but you want to gain momentum on your power plays. And that would be a big focus for Zach is the power play. And he had success with it. When he played, he was an offensive defenseman, a puck moving guy. So he's very comfortable doing that. I'll obviously help him and be a part of it, but he's got a good plan and good ideas for that. And then it's just getting guys to execute.
You know how this league works. I mean, you were in it as a player, as a goaltender, and now as an assistant coach and then a head coach. So you've seen it every which way. What would you say is the biggest key to success and winning in this league when it's really tough to do?
I think it's consistency. It's playing your game night in, night out. Like I said, you're going to have to win different ways, but if you have a good identity and team culture where it's just those are the teams that have prolonged success here. You have kind of that core group, and like I said, guys will come in, come down, come up, all that player movement stuff. But having that good core and it's just another man up, next man up mentality, and those are the teams that find consistency night in and night out.
Yeah, and we kind of just touched on it there. You began your career as a player, as a goaltender, spent a lot of time in this league, a lot of time in Atlanta. Also got some AHL experience as well, and then some experience across the pond in England, where you eventually became a coach. How do you feel your experience in Manchester helped prepare you to come back to Atlanta for this role right now and ultimately this upcoming season?
Yeah, I think I've leaned back on Manchester quite a bit. I still talk with a lot of people over there. It was a great, however, 5 years of my life over there with my wife and I. And from the coaching side of things, it's a similar situation where when I became the head coach in Manchester the year before, the team had missed the playoffs. Didn't have a great year, so we wanted to bring in a lot of new bodies, which I kind of lean back on this year as well. There are a lot of new faces coming in, but we won a certain way over there. There's no salary cap or anything, so the rich teams can pay a certain amount and the lower end teams can pay less. And we were on the lower end of the budget over there, and you just have to find different ways to win. That's doing a lot of kind of character background research on players and making sure you're bringing in the right people as well as players. And that's what I'm trying to translate to this year here.
So what was it, once you decided, you were done playing, what was it that made you want to become a coach?
It was always something in the back of my mind I wanted to do. I think from being a goaltender, you have a unique view of the game. You see it all in front of you. So I'd always known that was kind of the way I wanted to go. It maybe happened a little quicker than I was anticipating. I had hip surgery and then came back again, and the doctor's kind of like, you're done. So it was a blessing in disguise, I guess, where kind of mope around for that week. And then Ryan Finnerty over there was the head coach and GM of Manchester, brought me in to be an assistant coach the rest of that year. And then he just moved into a front office role as the GM and owner over there. So I was fortunate enough to get the head job after that, and just kind of took off running.
And you're off to a great so far. Good job in Manchester, and obviously so far here with the Gladiators. Would you say that he's one of your role models in coaching? And would you say you model your style after him, or is there another guy that you kind of take after on the coaching side of things?
I like to take different things from different coaches that I've had. Had a lot of great coaches playing and working with that each do their own things a little bit different. So take things you like, take things you maybe didn't like as much. And but I think with him too, just that I got that honesty with players. Like I remember when I played, I kind of said it earlier, you might not like what there is being said, but you at least know where you are and where you stand. And I think that's huge to building a relationship with players.
And is that something that you came to appreciate as a player? Like, are there things from your playing career where you kind of think back and you're like, all right, I wish that my coach would have helped me with that, or would have said something this way, and you take that and apply it to yourself now as a coach?
A little bit, yeah. Goalie is a little bit different because you're just kind of on your island there, and if you're stopping the puck, they're usually pretty happy with you. But yeah, definitely, like you've been around at different levels, you hear guys talk about different coaches and all that good stuff, and yeah, definitely take some things from that and apply it to how I want to coach.
Yeah, I mean, and now you're here in Atlanta. You've been in Atlanta for a long time as a player. Now you're back as a coach. What was it about Atlanta that drew you back last season when the assistant job opened up? What was it about this city, this town, these fans, the staff? What called you back?
Yeah, we wanted to come back to North America and continue coaching over here. It was nothing against Manchester. Like I said, I loved it over there, and my wife and I had our first baby there this past year, so that was a part of it made us want to come back, be a little closer to home. But no, going back to Atlanta, like loved my time here. I think you see the booster club, the fans, a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new ones, and just how well we were treated here playing and coaching. I see that as well. So yeah, it's exciting to be back and excited for this year.
I'm fired up for this year. You got me ready to run through a brick wall, Coach. And all these fans love you as well. And so for those of you who are just joining us now, we did have some technical difficulties earlier, so good to see everybody back joining with us here. So for those of you that are new to the whole thing and don't know, we have Matt Ginn, head coach of the Gladiators, here with us tonight for the first edition of the Coaches Show. And now you have a chance to comment your question in the live chat for Coach Ginn, and we'll get to it here in the second half of the show. But everybody's happy to have us back. Everybody happy to have you back. So everybody get your questions in. Do you have a superstition before the game? Asked Robbie. Are you superstitious at all?
A little stitious, but
Yeah?
no, I not really. I kind of fall into your routine more than anything. I like to have a little pregame nap at home for a quick hour when the baby lets me. But no, I wouldn't say I have a superstition before the game, just more routine oriented.
Very good. And Fuzzy asked about the goalie situation. So it was announced that Drew DeRitter is going to Manchester, where you came from. Being a goalie yourself, what would you say the outlook is at that position heading into this season?
Yeah, we have Drew, wish Drew all the best of luck over there. He was a really good goalie, or he is a really good goalie, and had a good year for us. I think it's a good opportunity for him and his wife to go over there and experience that. So again, want to thank him. Some of that has to do with just our affiliate. I don't want to say names, anything like that, but yeah, we'll have the goaltending position will be taken care of for sure.
Looking forward to it. You knew this one was coming. If you're a fan of the show, you know this is coming. Favorite Ottawa Senators player?
I'm actually a Leafs fan growing up, and I don't want to bring up the past playoffs or any of the times they've played in the playoffs, but right now, my favorite Ottawa Senator player, I think Jake Sanderson's pretty good. He's an underrated player. He's a stud. I
like him too. Underrated defenseman for sure. Thank you, State Arena, for your question. Tyler Catton, one of our great ticket reps, has one for you. What has been the hardest decision you've had to make as a coach so far?
Ooh, anytime you have to get rid of a player is tough. It sucks for the player, for the coach. But again, that's part of the job. So that's definitely the worst part, is having to release a player or trade a player. It was even worse probably over in Europe, where if it's an import, they have to head back overseas most likely, or find another country league to play in. But yeah, just having to get rid of players because you build a relationship with them, even if they're there for a couple weeks or a week, whatever it may be. That's definitely the worst part of the job.
Yeah, it's a tough part of the business for sure. And definitely I know that on my end with doing media and all. There's some guys that you grow to love, but again, it is part of the business. So definitely can feel that there. Annika asked, what break do you use catcher-wise, and just goalie gear advice in general?
Ooh, well, I haven't played goalie in, I guess, 4 or 5 years now. And I ask any of my old equipment managers. I wasn't a goalie gear guru. I just kind of knew what I liked. I always wore Vaughn stuff, and then kind of let them take and run with that. But yeah, and then sorry, what was it? Any general goalie gear advice? I think just find what works with you, what you find's comfortable. I think you see a lot of goalies find a brand and kind of stick with that. So yeah, I think just find what works with you.
Great advice from a great goalie. And I think for fans that are new and don't know who you are, you spent a lot of time in the Gladiators net not very long ago, actually. And I don't know if you know, but you actually tied a Gladiators single season record for most appearances in a single season, just as a Gladiators, 48 games. I think you remember that season. What can you tell me about that season? What do you remember from that?
I think I was on a plane a lot when going up and down to Providence at the time was the affiliate that got a lot of frequent flyer miles in. But no, it was a blast here playing. We had a great group of guys and good coaching staff, and it was a lot of fun. I think the fan support, like I said, was great, and just really made it feel like home.
J9, thank you for tuning into the show. Asks, will you guys feature the new assistant coach before the new season starts? Yes, we will. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because we will all be at the ballpark. We're going to be at Coolray Field with the Gwinnett Stripers this Saturday, August 16th. Doors open at 4:05. Game starts at 6:05. And we're going to be hanging out there, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be there. You're going to be there. And we're expecting to see Coach Vanel there as well. So tickets are going fast. They are in high demand and short supply. So click this link to get them before they're gone. And we will see you at the ballpark, or you can scan that QR code as well. Getting back to more of the fan questions. Casey Reynolds with a good one. How do you balance individual player development with team goals?
That is a good question. I think it's all part of it. Teams that develop players, it goes hand in hand. You have success as a team because the next level, like the American League, they take guys up who win, or who are winners. Sorry, I slurred my words, but yeah, they want guys that have won and bring them to the next level. And I think it goes hand in hand. If players are developing, chances are you're going to have team success, and it's contagious. Guys are staying out late to work on things after practice. You see maybe 5 guys, and then it grows and grows. And that's the type of people that we want to bring in this year too. It's guys who want to improve and are good teammates, help each other out. So yeah, I think it goes hand in hand where it's very rare if you're developing players that they're not having team success. So it goes hand in hand.
Good answer. I like that. And great question, Casey. Thank you. Fuzzy with another one. Who's your favorite Gladiators teammate?
I don't want to hurt any feelings here. I was pretty close when I played with, I was actually roommates with Eric Neely the one year. So Niels was, I mean, you probably hate him if you play against him, but you guys know he's a heck of a player and teammate and captain and leader, plays hard. He'd be up there, and obviously we kind of had our group. There was him and Brock Higgs and Justin Buzzio, but a ton of really good teammates that it made my time here great, and really enjoyed it, and still stay in touch with a lot of the players.
That's awesome, man. Like, and it's a bond, isn't it? Like, just when you play with a guy, especially rooming with a guy, it's like, would you say that there's like that brotherhood bond? As I know, like winning championships, guys talk about winning championships and they're like, yeah, like definitely for sure there. But even so, just, being on a team together, is there something like that there as well?
Yeah, I think so. You spend so much time with your teammates during the season that it really becomes your second family. You might see them as much or more than your actual family. So you spend a lot of time together, a lot of road trips, and I think the teams that have success are close-knitted and create that bond. It's no surprise that guys talk about when they win championships, how close they are with their teammates still down the road, and it makes 100% success or sense to me. I think even teams that don't quite win, like have a good year, you spend a lot of time with the guys. So definitely.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about playing games on the road, winning games on the road, and that sparks a question from me. It's very tough to win on the road, especially in a league like this where you've got some rowdy fans in places like Jacksonville, Florida. How do you, as a coach, help your guys tune out that noise? How do you get it done and win games on the road?
Just being confident in how you play. I said it. You want to play your way, night in and night out, and it's easy to get up and play home games. It should be just as easy to play on the road. You want to upset their fans and send them home upset. So you want to. It's just about translating your game. You want to play a style, or we want to play a style to our identity that translate just as well on the road. We want to be hard to play against and kind of dictate the play as opposed to have it come to us. So you might have to weather a couple more storms, and hockey is a game of momentum, obviously, and it's limiting the other team's time on attack and kind of changing games that way, whether it's a hit, a block shot, little things like that to kind of swing the momentum back, a big penalty kill, things like that. But it's really just being confident in your game and how we play, and that should translate on the road as well.
You mentioned those momentum swings within a game, and obviously a game, very long, 60 minutes, even longer sometimes. How important is it to get the first goal of the game? Because people always talk about, there's the statistics and whatnot. Most teams are better when they scored the first goal than not. How important is that? Or is it simply just go out and set the tone, maybe good first shift, good first 5 minutes? What is it to you?
Yeah, I think big thing for me is just get to our game right away. Whether that's throwing a big hit, controlling play, whatever it is, like it's nice to obviously score the first goal. It doesn't happen that way all the time. And
right.
It's having that mental toughness to just shake it off, get back to it, and not let things like that snowball and get you off your game.
We're back to some more fan questions. I think they've heard enough from me, enough of my fan questions. And I go with another one. With the draft and development camp are going on, do you pay attention to who might go where and end up going to Milwaukee or coming here? So I guess in short, describe how that works to the fans who may not know the relationship between us, Milwaukee, and Nashville.
Yeah, so we have a really good relationship with Nashville and Milwaukee. I talk to the GM in Milwaukee weekly, so we're on the same page there, and they want to help out. And we're fortunate enough, Zach and I will go to the rookie tournament for Nashville, which is in Tampa this year, and then come back home and head back to Nashville for main camp. And we have not a list of players that we might see, but we're in constant communication with Milwaukee and about guys that could possibly end up here and stuff like that. So it's really good relationship. They're really helpful and definitely make us feel a part of it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been a great affiliation with the Predators and the Admirals. Happy to keep that going here this season. Question from the president, our favorite president, Jared Youngman. Look at that dapper profile picture there. Favorite thing to do outside of hockey and family?
Well, unfortunately for the Braves fans, I'll say I'm a big Blue Jays fan, and right now I love watching the Jays play. First place in the AL East, knock on wood. And but no, I outside of that, I like to golf when I'm allowed to get out of the house and golf. I'm a big crosswords guy, actually.
Okay.
So yeah, when there's some downtime every morning, I like to do the USA Today crossword, and that comes from my playing days too. They used to print them out for us in the training room, and there was a group of us, mostly school guys, that did the crossword. So no, I just like to golf, hang out with friends, and like the old refreshment at a bar too. So no, just a little bit of everything.
I like that answer. Speaking of the crosswords, what are you doing to pass the time on the bus? You got some long trips coming up this year.
Yeah, I do a lot of video on the bus.
Okay.
And then usually just have a nap if it's a real long one. But I think it's a good time to get the video stuff taken care of. I mean, you're watching video a lot during the season, and Zach and I'll do a little bit of that, and then usually throw on a movie or just listen to some music.
Awesome. And keeping it business. You into American football at all?
Yeah, I haven't since I've been back coaching, but when I played here, I went to a couple of Falcons games.
Okay.
I think it was at the old stadium. So I
haven't
been
the Georgia
to the new
Dome
one yet. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while. I think I'm not from here either, but I know that they do have that new stadium down there. All right. Yeah, we're getting some calls from across the set here. We got a live studio audience. Stadium Arena asks, who's your favorite Detroit Lions player? I know you're from Canada. That's why I kind of segued into the American football thing. Talk about the Falcons. Who's your favorite team, and who's your favorite player?
I'm a Bills fan now.
Okay.
I used to be a pseudo New York Jets fan, but enough years of that, I smartened up and switched to the Bills. So I think this is the year maybe they get over the hump. Detroit Lions, to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about them. We don't play them that often, so I don't think I have a favorite.
Yeah, Stadium Arena. I think you're the Detroit Lions fan here. Yeah, I mean, okay, who's your favorite Bills player then?
You got to go Josh Allen.
Yeah, the MVP.
Yeah.
Looks like Jared Youngman's getting roasted in the comments, but he has another question for us. So I mentioned the bus trips. Are you excited for the bus trip to Utah?
I guess I'll be in charge of the booking the flight.
That's a long bus ride, man. I can tell you firsthand. Might be a couple days.
Yeah, no, I don't think we'll experience that. I'll be on the flight.
Sky Miles and getting those miles in. Yeah,
yep.
yeah. Great answer. Penn Campbell asks, welcome back to the show, Penn. Missed you the other day. What made you a goalie? What made you want to be a goalie?
I always kind of wanted to be one, but my dad said no growing up, and everybody kind of rotates through when you're young and gets their chance. And I didn't rotate in, and then he was working and he was away for a tournament, and I volunteered and kind of took off from there.
Wow. And it just stuck for you. I mean, I guess just like if you always wanted to be a goalie, like what was the initial attraction for you? Like from your first experience playing hockey, What was it that kind of gravitated you that way?
I think it was more so watching hockey. Like I was a Leafs fan, like I said, growing up, and just watching Felix Potvin and Curtis Joseph and all those goalies. They were stuck out to me. I thought the equipment looked pretty cool too. And when I was able to sneak in there when he was at work, I loved it and kind of took off from there.
And who would you say is your all-time favorite player?
Carey Price.
That's a good answer, man. He had some really good years there.
Yeah.
He was arguably the best. I mean, he won MVP, Vezina. Really good run there.
Some Olympic gold, World Cups, you name it.
I mean, you can't be that. So a question here from RJ. How long RJ? Easy for me to say. How long before you actually scout a player do you watch their highlights or watch them? So through the scouting process, how does that work? How does a player come onto your radar, and then what's the process there after that?
Sometimes they're players that we already know of that I like from either, or Zach likes from playing against them, coaching against them. We think they can fit what we're looking for, a certain role. And so some of the guys we know a little bit and just watch a little bit of their video. Other guys haven't really seen as much and you'd watch more. I don't know if there's a time per se that you watch, kind of until you see what you like or don't like, and can kind of go from there. But if we both like a player and we watched a little bit, might do a little bit of a deeper dive to see what's what. But I mean, it's easier. Like you can watch video on video. It's easier seeing players live. I find it's better that way to get a real understanding of them. But so you do the video stuff, and then I'm big on talking to old coaches they had or players that have played with them that you may know, and just kind of see what they're like off the ice as well. I think that's just as important.
Yeah, when it comes to filling the team's needs and, maybe picking a player that you really like, I mean, this is something that people talk about, especially when drafting, where, it's more so, do you go for the team needs, or do you go for the guy where, he's got a ton of skill and you think he'd be a great asset to your team? How do you balance that when it comes to picking who you want to sign?
I think you kind of plot out your lineup, what it looks like. It's easier now than it is at the start of the year, but you have an understanding of what I want our identity to be, what Zach and I want our identity to be as a team, and find as you fit roles. You can't have 12 high-end offensive guys. You have to play D at some point too. So guys that are physical. You talked about Riley the other day, big body, tough guy that's physical. He's good on the forecheck. So yeah, you mix in players like that and guys that understand their role. I think it's important too to create some versatility, guys who can play different positions, different situations. Cause like I said, the player movement is frequent in this league. So what your lineup on night one is 100% not going to be your lineup down the road. So it's finding that versatility, guys that accept their role and have had success in the past, and we think can do the job for us.
Couple more here before we let you go. I want to keep you here all night, especially with that technical difficulty. Like our last fan question from Casey Reynolds. How do you stay up to date with the latest hockey trends and strategies?
Yeah, that's a good question too. I went to the NHL coaches meetings this summer, and that was a great resource. Hearing from different coaches at the NHL level, the American League level, different roles, some assistant coaches, head coaches, all that stuff, and you just kind of follow along. There's different things now. Social media is great for finding drills and different talks that coaches have. So I think you kind of pick and choose from those what you like, what you didn't like. I think going back, you have a style that you play, and then you're always tweaking. You see kind of what you see, like coaching works in trends. I think a lot of it, like style wise. So you kind of see what you like, what you don't like. Again, some of it too depends on the personnel you have as a team. A bigger team, you might have to play a certain different way. If you're a better skating team, you might play a different style as well. So finding what works for our team here this year will be huge. Might make little tweaks, but we know how we want to play.
When it comes to the game of hockey, it's constantly evolving. Not just through the season to season, but from game to game, and even sometimes within a game. How do you analyze that as a coach, where you're down in a game, you need to come back, making those in-game adjustments? How are you able to do that on the fly, and how impactful maybe those decisions are to that game, do you think, and eventually maybe coming back with a comeback win?
I think a lot of it goes back to like preparation. Like we practice a lot, sometimes more than others with the schedule, but at the start of the year, it's a lot of systems, a lot of teaching stuff, and a little bit of tweaks, like you said. We'll change some things up as at the start of the year, and we want to be comfortable, say, switching the forecheck mid game, in between periods, all that thing, and not lose a step there. We want it seamless there. Guys know what they're doing, so a lot of that is just preparedness or preparation before the games. We'll do pre-scouts on teams and see kind of where we think we can change things up and take advantage of how they play. So yeah, a lot of it's just preparation.
Opening day is coming up quick. I'm looking forward to it. I know you are as well, and all these fans are chomping at the bit to get back to Gas South Arena this season. I got one more question for you. What can fans expect from this Atlanta Gladiators team this season?
Yeah, we're going to compete night in and night out. We're going to be a hard team to play against, and a team that the fans can really get behind. We're not going to get pushed around. We want to be the aggressor on the ice, and like I said, the expectation here is to win, and we want to develop players and move them on to the next level. And I think those go hand in hand, like I said. So yeah, a team that competes every night. There's going to be nights where we just don't have it. Like, it's a little sloppy out there, but you still have to win those games. I always say it's better to win ugly than lose pretty. So yeah, just finding ways to win night in and night out, and a lot of that is compete.
Every night's a battle, and this Gladiators team will not go down without a fight. Matt, thank you so much for your time. Great having you on the Coaches Show this evening. And thank you to all the fans who tuned in to this edition of the Coaches Show, presented by Lippis Mathias, attorneys at law. And we look to see you back tomorrow at 6 o'clock Eastern p.m. for the latest player signing. This is the mastermind behind it all. We'll get to meet who the next piece of the puzzle is on the next edition of our player signing show. And for those of you who have not pounced on it already, get the item of the week, this awesome quarter zip. $35, steal of a deal. I was wearing it yesterday. Go check back the tape on the interview with Riley Appelt. That's a nice looking quarter zip, and you can't beat that price. So go check that out at AtlantaGladiators.com. Click the link at the top of the website in the team store, and you can get that there. And for everything else, check out our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X. I don't know if you're a TikToker at all, eh?
I'm not.
No? Might be a good thing. I'm not either. But go check that out. I know they do great work over there. And make sure you smash like on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome content. I'm Guy Carenza saying so long for Matt Ginn, and we'll see you tomorrow for the latest edition of the Player Signing Show.